And so there we go. That would have been perfect if it lined up to where when I said open, we immediately went live. That would have been amazing.
Yeah. But dang it.
Hey, typical claptrap luck. Let's just be honest.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm one of the few people who like claptrap. Say what you will. I like him. I've always liked claptrap.
He's fun to hate, but at the same time, you feel sorry for him, even though he's just a piece of shit robot.
So I can't bring myself to hate claptrap. Like the reason why is because of the fact that claptrap is voiced, if I remember right, by the same guy who did Gurr in Invader Zim. So it's like I just I can't hate you. I should hate you, but I can't.
Yeah, he deserves our hate.
Speak for yourself. Claptrap is amazing. So's Gurr, even though Gurr's a dumbass. No, like at least see Claptrap at least does his function that he's supposed to do. Whereas
which is what exactly?
pretty much open things.
Oh,
Sometimes he fails, sometimes.
I was gonna say, Claptrap sucks at his job.
Once. And that was because, and you know, Angel had to do it for him then. I'm not even going to deny that. And may I say, I still stand by the whole scene where, what's his nuts? Roland gets shot by Jack. Like, that changed the entire tone of that game. It went from having a good time playing some Vidya to I'm going to kill you, you goddamn masked motherfucker. Don't even know who you are under that mask, but I'm gonna kill you.
He looks the same. Jack?
Yes, I know he looks the same.
Yeah, he looks exactly the same.
It's just I'm having fun with the fact that he wears a mask, man.
Oh,
just let me have my fun, man. Why you gotta be coming down on me like that?
You know, I actually never really finished beating that game. But that's okay. I have my reasons.
Like that was before the pre-sequel, and you know, let's
I didn't play those.
Dude, you're not missing much on the pre-sequel. That game.
No, my best friend has it, and I watched him play it for about 10 minutes, and the frickin' stupid floating thing kind of pissed me off. Like, the zero gravity thing just seemed really super annoying, and the fact that you got to constantly go looking for oxygen, that seemed annoying to me.
At least you don't have my problem. That game literally makes me nauseous when I try to play it.
Really?
Yes. Like, alright, so news was coming out, and I was employed at the time, so I went ahead and bought me and a buddy of mine both that game. Early release, we both had it installed on our computers, ready to go and shit, you know what I mean? Now, it's, mind you, it's not strictly the game's fault, I don't think. I think it's the fact that I came down with really bad food poisoning.
Food, I got a train coming, hang on. I gotta mute myself.
Alright. But so like I'm guessing what happened is the food poisoning like even though it was just a short period of time, like a week of pure hell, every time I play the pre-sequel after that whole experience, I now feel like after like I'd say about 30-45 minutes worth of playing.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That really sucks.
Mm-hmm. Especially being the fact that I bought it for me and a buddy of mine.
Yeah, that's wasting money. if you can't play it.
That's funny because it's like me with Jack Daniels. You get sick on it once, you can never go back. So now even the smell just be like, "Ruh, ruh." Yeah, you start to lose it a little bit.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, and like I said, that's what makes it so weird for me is the fact that I loved like all the other like first and second Borderlands. Love them. Pre-sequel, I can't do it, man. I can't do this to myself.
Did you play the one that they did for the Xbox Live
Oh, you're talking about?
version?
Are you talking about that? The whatchamacallit? It was meant.
Downloadable thing or whatever it was?
DLC.
It's not the deal. It's not that. It was meant to be like a.
A standalone
Yeah, it was meant
of.
to be a game where it's all the abilities and everything. But it's supposed to be like an arena fighting and things like that. Battleborn, I think, was the name of the game.
Is that what it was? Really?
I think.
I don't think that's what. I don't think we're thinking about the same game. It was a dude and a chick, and those were the two characters you could play as.
Oh, you're talking about no. You're talking about uh, the Telltale Games one, the Borderlands story or whatever.
Maybe that's what it was called.
You know
You know what I'm talking about, Matt?
No, not really. I haven't really played Borderlands.
I'm kind of saddened for you, actually. Like
Hey, we've got the first two, but yeah, we don't have the pre-sequel or the other one for the Xbox that was on Xbox Live.
yeah, I think you're talking about the Telltale Games version.
It might have been. I don't even know. I didn't get it because it looked crappy. Like it didn't look like it'd be worth downloading and taking up the space in my Xbox.
I really wouldn't. If it's the game I'm thinking of, then no. I'm sorry, but that's such a waste of money that you would be like, I'm good. I'm good. I feel like unless you like, I'm looking for it real quick so I can make sure it's the same one. But let's see. No. Because I'm trying to find it. No. Tales from the Borderlands. That's what it was.
Okay.
That's so spin-off games. You have Borderlands Legends, Tales from the Borderlands, and Borderlands Online. So let me check it out real quick. To coincide with the release of Borderlands 2, the iOS spin-off game, Borderlands Legends, was released on October 31st, 2012 for iOS services. It is more of a strategy game than an RPG and played from a top-down perspective with players controlling all four bot hunters from the Borderlands. The game received mixed reviews. Okay, so no, that's not it. Okay. So Borderlands Online was to be a China exclusive online shooter game for PC and mobile devices, developed by 2K China and Gearbox Software, published and operated by Shonda Games. It was slated to release in 2015, but was canceled in November 2015 when 2K China was closed because of profitability concerns. So yeah, it had to have been Tales from the Borderlands. Had to have been.
Yeah.
And I will be popping up. Yeah, I think this is. Let's see. I'm going to be sending or putting a link in chat. There we go. And you can access the phone chat, right? Or the Hangouts chat, right, Ninja? Because I know you're on your phone.
Oh yeah. I don't know. How do I get to it? Nope. This? Crank. There we go.
Is
I
that the
don't know
game?
if this. I don't know if that's it.
Then you are of no use to me, sir. Good day.
I can't tell because it's not showing me anything.
Aw. No, it was there we go. It was basically just the Wikipedia page to Tales from Borderlands. Like I said, dude, I never played it. I was never like I watched a buddy of mine play the Walking Dead Telltale game one, and was like, okay, this is boring. I never want to play this game.
Ah, yeah, that's who did that game. The same people who did Borderlands did that stupid Walking Dead game.
So
That game
yeah,
was so boring looking.
so yeah, okay, yeah, that was Tales from the Borderlands guy. So yeah, like I said, dude, I was not interested. Like some people were like, "Oh, but it's so awesome. It's such a great story." Yeah, it's basically a modern day pick your own adventure book, but without the book.
Oh, so that's what it was? I'm getting an echo.
Are you getting an echo, Matt?
I heard one.
Huh. Odd. But
Yeah.
no. The
Let me talk again. Is it still going?
No.
Oh, what? That was weird.
Yep.
it was Big Brother. They were watching in on us. They're all like, "We know you motherfuckers are wrong thinkers. We know. We
I
know."
was about to say.
War
Um,
campaign, is that you?
the war campaign. It's a secret war campaign spy.
Oh.
But I had an idea for a Bob Jones conspiracy in comics.
Hmm.
What do you think?
I
That's my idea for it could be a little show and it could be a like a short skit that you do or something.
that doesn't sound like a bad idea, actually.
Something to give you more content.
Well, or like take advantage. This way, it's not just me doing it. But what I'm thinking of is we could do kind of similar to what the column guys did, where their comic was voiced and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We could do a Bob Jones comic like that,
Oh boy.
and have like different people from the CG community like help with it, do little funny parts. Like Edwin be like, "Who are you again?"
Yes.
Like it just involve everybody who's willing to be involved, and just make it a good laugh. Kind of poking, and I'll admit I'll be the brunt of many a joke because, well, he's my character. What do you expect?
Obviously.
And he's just the fun outlandishness of the character. What do y'all think?
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
fun.
well, yeah. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Word. I figure if nothing else gives you a chance, since it's your idea, you get to draw it. You get to. No, no. I literally think this would be great, and it doesn't have to be too long. It's not like we're trying to squeeze an IGG out of it, which, granted,
Yeah.
it may end up leading to that at some point if we do enough of them. They're funny, but the point I'm making is the fact that I think it would be something fun to do, and come on, I think you'd give you an opportunity to get your name out there more, and so on and so forth. That gives everyone a chance to have
Well,
a good laugh.
I'll certainly be a correspondent on the conspiracy in comics uh, minute or whatever program. The conspiracy in comics.
Hey,
You got it.
like, and it's just like I said. I think it's a good idea, and I think we can do it, and it'd be fun. And we don't need much from people. We just need basically small audio clips of them saying funny things to Bob Jones about who the fuck are the reticuloids and what the fuck is his deal with the soy. You know what I mean?
Hmm. If we do it right, maybe we can find an amazing animator to hook us up with a couple of rigs or something.
Or maybe even if it gets big enough, do the animation. I doubt that though. I doubt that. But you never know. You never know. Like I'm just saying.
Well, I think the animator's probably gonna be busy for quite some time.
Yeah,
Probably, but a guy can dream, can he?
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. And either way, I mean, I'm the point I'm making is the fact that you've presented something that is amazing, and now we have to figure out how to make it a reality. You bastard.
I'm sorry.
He has ideas.
I'm full of good ideas. Yeah, I'm full of them. I wish more people were as receptive as you guys are.
Eh, all right.
Well, we're surprised that people aren't.
All right. Now, something I noticed though. It's funny y'all mentioned the war campaign, and I just noticed the war campaign guys haven't really been on much the last like 2-3 weeks. So and checked their whatchamacallit, their YouTube channel, and they haven't really done much in the last like 3 weeks.
Well, it looks like on Twitter they're going through their Civil War arc.
Oh
And
yeah, that's right. They just had a big to do with their infighting within them amongst themselves. I just saw that on Twitter.
Which I think is all scripted.
It's possible.
well, I'm honestly not so sure about that because I know apparently they were talking about other people. I don't know. Like, don't quote me verbatim. I've heard that they were like, basically, there was a bit on Twitter where Nerd Wonder and Sashi were getting kind of mad. Oh yeah, Gorgonite Emissary. Yeah, just found out that Chucky Boy got fired. Couldn't happen to a nicer person. Yeah, we agree. We agree. But no, my whole thought is though that it could be scripted. It could be they've actually someone might have overstepped the bounds. I'm not saying anyone in particular, because from what I've seen, it had nothing to do with like how last time we had I get to say I had a problem with them. I came down hard on Ro. Well, this looks like it doesn't. Ro hasn't even been around, so I can't even say it's been him. And since, but like I said, I'm just saying I noticed they hadn't been putting out much, and that's just and was wondering why. But
Probably because
no.
most of them are. It's probably because most of them are cancerous as fuck.
Well, it's they have the same, what do you call that, mannerisms as the SJWs, so they get all that. They start reeing.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not. I'm not saying we don't need people on this side that have that much energy. I'm just saying that is something that can be used against us at a later time. And all that excess, like them causing problems amongst the group, is my big issue. Is what it's always been. Okay, the minute we start infighting is the minute all this momentum we've made will be lost. And that's why when Ro came up to me and was like, "Hey, I want you on. I know you have your disagreements with us, so on and so forth, but I still want you on." That's why I did it. Because you know what? At the end of the day, we all have to work together. We all share a common goal, and we're all trying to maintain comics. So whatever was done, whoever did something, whatever. Hey, just apologize. Admit you stepped out of line. You're bad. Whatever you have to say, but admit it and mean it. That's the big thing. Admit it and mean it. Because you know what? We don't need to be being balkanized. I'm sorry, but we don't. There's no point in us getting broken up over stupid drama. It's only frickin' social media.
Well, who said anything about finding them? I just blocked them.
Well, you have your, you can do that.
I don't want future problems with them, and they seem like the type to cause future problems.
Hey, I'm not getting on to you.
Oh, I know. I
I'm
just
doing I'm doing my thing, which is I'm trying to be a peacekeeper.
yeah. I'm just explaining for anyone who comes across this that I'm not blocking just because I don't like them. I'm blocking because they just seem to be the type who'll go around who just love the drama. And that's the way I saw things happen in late night comics. And Edwin Acevedo was one of those guys who it seemed pretty close to him. So yeah, I am going to view anyone who is touched by someone like late night comics as someone who's going to just cause more drama.
All right, understandable. I mean, like I said, I can't say anything. All right, I have been on a war campaign. Granted, by the looks of it, one of the last ones, but it which is sad.
Well, to be honest, I think that's probably a good thing you were only on one of them because the type of people that they are, I noticed they just when they burn out, they take whatever's with them, whatever's closest to them with them.
Oh yeah, no, I completely understand. It's funny you say that because it's making me really like, for instance, checking on Colonel Comics because it's like I haven't seen him put out. Yeah, where he was putting out videos practically every day almost. Even he hasn't put out really videos and the like he was. I really do hope that like you said that they didn't take Colonel Comics with them. Like the emissary plays the world's smallest violin for them.
Yes. Well, something had occurred to me. Now, I still follow EVS and whatnot, just because I still have mad respect for him because I followed him early on. And if it weren't for some of his tutorials, I don't feel like I would be as advanced in my art as I am. So I do kind of look at some of his like tutorial videos, and I have some serious respect for that. I wish that he would do that stuff more again, but I think he's been trying to rein that shit in. If he's their Caesar, then he has pull as to what they're doing, and if he's in their DMs and says, "Hey, knock it the fuck off with all this stupid shit. It's making us look bad. We've got enough trouble as it is. We're trying to make money here." I could see that, they would, cool their jets. They wouldn't have a whole bunch of content if there's not some drama that they're trying to cause. But I don't know. That's speculation. Conspiracy.
Yes, it really. It's a deep-rooted conspiracy. we might have to go do a little digging and find out.
So I'm just surprised that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm surprised that Marvel fired an SJW writer.
Well, technically Disney, but you get it's still like it's one of those. I think the reason, and like I mentioned earlier, I think the whole reason why they fired him was because of the fact that they saw they're testing the water. I think somebody in a high up position is realizing that these guys are kind of costing the company money, and they're like, all right, let's see what happens when we fire Chuck Wendig. And if they get somebody who's an unknown but doesn't put politics in his comic, doesn't do that on Twitter and everything, and the comic does well, I think at that point Disney Marvel is going to start really culling a lot of the SJW writers, and they're going to pretty much Big Daddy Disney's going to look at Marvel and be like, get rid of them. And Marvel's going to be like, but what? Get rid of them. They are costing us money. Do you want to keep? And let's be honest, they wouldn't have fired Chuck Wendig if they were planning on just getting rid of their in-house publisher that they now have. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. That means, to me, that is a sign that they may be very well doing everything they can to get their fan base back so they don't have to farm out their IPs to other comic companies. And I think the IDW, let's be honest, no one in the realm of comics was like that are fans of comics supported their deal with IDW, and Disney heard. Like, if you think Disney, who's, they're not, there's a reason why they're so profitable as they are. If you think that they don't have people scouring the internet looking at people's opinions on things, watching stupid little live streams like this, things like that. We may be nobodies, but we are nobodies that they can still farm.
Yeah, they want our money.
Exactly.
There's a war on for our wallet, as Bob Jones would say.
That's right, America. A total war on for your wallet. And these Disney folks are not reticuloids, and they're not full of soy. But what they are is full of green with money. And so when they see their money go away, they go where that money goes, and they find out what happens to their money. Exactly, Gorgonite. They will let the mouse purge them all, I say, and I agree. Let them be purged.
Yeah, maybe I'll gain some sort of respect for Disney after all these years.
Well, and that's kind of the thing. It's like, Disney isn't dumb. They knew keeping social issues out of their, like, think about it. How long did Disney hold off on going with what became social norms until they knew they were social norms? They don't want to try to catch on fly-by-night trends and things that may be here today, gone tomorrow type deal. They're smarter than that. Why don't you think they let Pixar take a lot of the hits financially? Because think about it. Yeah, at first it was Pixar was working with Disney, and then Disney bought Pixar once they knew Pixar was good.
Was a money-making... Yeah, they could make money.
And that's exactly what we're going to see. And might as well. Not much. That's exactly what we're going to see now. Is they knew they could make money, but at the same time, it was they were losing money because of the fact that they had people who just. It reminds me of an old, I can't remember the dude's, Burger Pal or something like that. He was one of the original Let's Players, but he would always do funny shit while being online. Like, while playing, like, Battlefield or something. Like, there's an entire video he did that he went and edited and put out to the one, Long Island Gang or something like that. I'm on a boat, that song.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he did an entire video of, I think it was Battlefield 4 or 5, where you see him just slapping C4 to a boat, riding it up onto the shore, and right when he hits the shore, he blows the C4, and he did it just right amount where it wouldn't blow up the boat, but it launched the boat high up into the air. Shit was fucking hilarious, man. And so he'd be using the boat's guns mid-air, and then like he would do some dickish shit, dude. Oh my god.
Just being like an ass in the game.
Oh, dude, no, you have no idea. This dude, he'd be playing with buddies. They'd throw C4, and he'd single shot the C4, killing people. Like, he was a dick. I jump out of fucking jets, land on other jets, stealing them and shit. Like, jump out of his jet, shoot a dude, and jump back into his jet mid fucking air. I'm not even playing. This dude was insane. Now, granted, like I said, this is like 2012. Like, yeah, 2012, 2011, 2012 when I got introduced to him. I don't even think his channel is even there anymore.
Probably not.
Well, it's probably there, but it's probably not doing nearly as good as it was. I think that's it. I think that's it. Is he still putting out videos? He was basically a I think he's Norwegian or something like that. But yeah, his channel's still there, and by the looks of it, he's still done. Last video that it shows is about 10 months ago, actually. Huh. Shame if he hasn't. If he's.
I mean, shit happens. Maybe he just hasn't produced a video in a while.
Right. But.
Because, I mean, I haven't put a video out on my channel in, like, 2 months or so.
Well, it's funny. If you look at my channel, dude, you'll get a kick out of it. Because it's like, you see. Let me see. My first video. Let me go to my entire list of videos. All right. But my first video was like 2 years ago. All right. Like, I think it was actually like February of 2016. I think it was 2015, 2016. And I didn't load up another video until 8 months ago when I really figured out what I wanted to do with this channel. And it's, well, kinda ish. It's like you're seeing a blend of what my channel became and what I originally intended it for, with like the videos I put out earlier, the civil and incivility, a Kanye West Side story, dude, where's my job?
Huh.
I have a thing where I like to name my videos like that, where they're like after movies or something. Movies, book.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Well, you can tell those who've read a lot, because they catch the jokes and they're like, "Ha, that's funny." All right, let's be honest. Not too many people, especially in today's day and age, would. Well, actually, no. You have that Sense and Sensibilities in Zombies movie that came out, I think, like 3 years ago. I should be arrested for that Kanye West pun. I personally thought it was amazing. I couldn't resist. I was like, oh, I have to now. I have to. It was one of those, I think it'll be worth the lull. And I still say it was worth the lull. The pun police can try to get me all they want, and I'll be like, it was still funny. Or in this case, punny.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm out.
Aw. Why does everything I make puns, or why does everyone I make puns to leave me?
I wonder why.
Well, see, there's two types of people when it comes to puns. There are people who are like, yes, puns are a viable source of humor. They are hilarious as long as they're done right. And then there's people who are like, puns are the lowest form of humor on earth. You know what I mean? There's no middle ground. You either love puns or you hate them. I happen to love puns. Half my friends happen to love puns. So I may be in an echo chamber. I can live with that knowledge.
So, should we call you Rapunzel?
uh,
See?
that, that's actually a fairly funny one personally. I was like, that's not bad. That's not bad. No big. Not gonna hate on it. Not gonna hate on it. Don't hate on it, man.
No, I'll never. I can't hate on puns. I'm a dad, so dad jokes are a must.
Oh, Gorgonite, you must be one of those rare few that if you love and hate puns at the same time, like the mythical person that's in the middle on them. Like everyone else I know is like they either love them or hate them. There's no in between, or love to hate them. That is a thing. That is a thing, but not love and hate. Oh, that's better. But yeah, I still find it funny. The Chuck Wendig got himself fired. That long last. You know, you would have figured that would have happened months ago when he was like, I don't create a product.
No, he
Yeah.
created
Go ahead.
crap.
Well, yeah, it is crap. I mean, but go ahead, Ninja.
How long has that guy been working for Marvel?
Like, I'm not gonna act like I knew about him until this past summer.
Well, because I know the name from years back, but then again, I used to read Wizard magazine on the regular, so I know the name from somewhere, but I can't tell you how long I've known that guy. But you're tech savvy. See how long he's been working for Marvel.
I was actually already in the process of doing that.
See, great minds think alike.
But the sad thing is, probably everything I'm going to find right now is all about how he got fired and how that was so horrible and shit like that, even though he sucked.
Oh, that brings me back to my other thing I was going to say. I got another conspiracy for this conspiracy in comics, right? You know how EVS is still kind of friends with Dan Slott and Mark Waid?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if, just suppose, right? Well, we'll say what if, because that's a Marvel thing. What if it was a big thing, like a big to-do to try and get people to read comics again? Like to try and get comics in the mainstream light? Like this whole thing with the division, the whole Comicsgate shebang. Like we would be oblivious as independent creators, right? Because we're not part of the big guys. We're not at the tables. We never worked at Marvel or DC or any of the other big names. So we would be oblivious, but behind the scenes,
well,
what if?
Like part of me is like, I wish that was the case, and it would make all of this make sense. But man, this would be one hell of a long con. I mean, a long fucking con. Like they're like, all right, so we lost. People are watching the movies, and that's the thing with the movies and everything. Like if it was early 2000s and they started to pull something like this, maybe.
Let's also look at the lawsuit too.
The lawsuit?
Yeah, diversity in comics versus Mark Waid.
Oh yeah, like that right there. Thank you. I forgot about that. That was.
Yeah. Does anybody know how that's doing?
Well, we're not going to know anything really until it's done because most of that is neither side is if they're smart, which that let's just be honest for Wade, that's like that requires a Hail Mary and then some.
Duct tape for Mark Waid.
Yeah, pretty much. Their mouths shut they, because we won't know. But the problem is let's be honest, Mark Wade, the way he likes to run his mouth and everything, even if it is misdirection, it will look bad in court if all of a sudden he's like basically before the outcome, he's like, "Oh, I got this in the bag already," la da 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 da. Like, oh, you dumb motherfucker. Because if it's up for a judge verdict, the judge, all that can be brought into the judge and be like, look, he's already saying he's won, la da 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 da. And judge just look at him and be like, you know what? That alone, like, if I was a judge, it doesn't matter how morally gray what you did was, and legally gray what you did was, I'm going to just go ahead and side against you because you decided to do that. And yeah, I agree, Gorgonite. He said, from the looks of it, Mark's already given DNC so much ammunition, and he has. And that's the sad thing. It's like, how the hell are you going to be dumb enough, knowing you could be taken to court over it, to, I'm going to stop this from happening, and then try to act ignorant like, oh, well, I was, I didn't interfere. I was just letting, letting Antarctic Press know who they're going into business with. That's not going to work.
Nope.
The only way that's going to work is if the judge and whatnot's paid off. And let's be honest, anyone, like, there's been lawyers that have, know for a fact, one who's already chimed in, who's a comic book geek, that's like, no, there's so much on Wade for what he did. And it's like, and the fact that he was very open and public about it makes it worse.
Oh, yeah. Very, very. It's very, very bad for him.
Like, oh, yeah, dude.
No matter what Jamal Eagle, attorney at law, says.
Jamal Eagle's a dumbass, alright? That dude can't help but have diarrhea of the mouth, not realizing that all he is doing is making things freaking worse. It's like, if you want to help out the cause on your side and whatnot, shut your fucking pie hole.
That's the problem with a lot of them, is that they could help them move their movement more by shutting up.
Mm-hmm. It's like then I even pointed this out earlier. It's like, if the whole Mags Visaggio bit where Duder was all like, well, I want to, when you want to write socialist propaganda, but you have to write stories that sell action figures. And it's like, you are blatantly stating what your stories are, that to where anyone who's paying attention will go, no, you're a fucking dumbass. And it's like, at this point, dude, honestly, it's how much money has Mags cost just from being all up in people's face with his, whatever, being trans. Same thing with Michelle Perez. Oh, I'm a trans person, la da 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 da.
Well, when Meg started her Transformers book, Hasbro pulled the license.
Hasbro what?
Pulled the license for Transformers from IDW.
Oh, for real?
Yep.
I missed that.
Yep, Transformers Unicron is the last storyline they'll do.
That's hilarious. It's funny because a trans person was working on the Transformers, and so it made sense in someone's mind. But not to Hasbro. Hasbro was like, no, not bro. We ain't hasing this.
Well, they had enough problems with IDW and G.I. Joe, so they did this.
Oh my god, that was the worst. I saw some of that stupid crap was coming out of G.I. Joe.
Wasn't that another Chuck Wendig book too?
No, that was Bruce
No, it
Thurston.
was. Yeah, I was gonna say that was somebody else. That was terrible.
But Transformers, what a dumpster fire that series has become.
Yeah, doesn't- it doesn't surprise me. I'm just, the sad thing is, and to answer your question about Chuck Wendig, he is a young adult fiction writer that got into comics, and pretty much like he did. Hold on, I'm trying to go into the actual. Basically, they don't really have anything for that. So it's not must not be the DC one. But yeah, his first like major book was Aftermath Star Wars, which I guess was supposed to be title. This is a novel titled Star Wars Aftermath to be published September 2015. The book was the first in a trilogy of new canonical Star Wars novels published by Del Rey, bridging the gap between Return of the Jedi and the new Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens. It was followed by Aftermath, Life Debt, and Aftermath, Empire's End. Wendig's involvement with the books came after asking to write a Star Wars licensed novel on Twitter. He was approached by Lucas Books and New York Comic Con later that year after seeing his tweet and reading his novel Under the Empyrean Sky. Aftermath was published exactly a year later. Debuted number 4, New York bestseller list. Aftermath invited controversy for its inclusion of a gay man as a lead character. And during 2018 New York Comic Con, Chuck Wendig announced he would be writing a 5-issue arc with Marvel Comics entitled Shadow of Vader. Beginning November 2018, the series would explore the legacy of Darth Vader on the galaxy. He was slated to write an unannounced Star Wars book on October 12th. It was reported that Marvel fired Wendig following a series of political tweets attacking the Republican Party in the wake of Brett Kavanaugh's controversial Supreme Court nomination. So, he got himself fired, for sure.
Well, that's what happens when you have idiots who think they can say whatever they want without repercussion.
Pretty much. Like that, Get Out. And Rule of Books number 666. Your novels are never good. There's no such thing as a good young author.
Did they seriously write that?
No, literally, a Gorgonite was Rule of Book number 666. Why young adult novels are never good. There's no such thing as a good young adult novel. That shit is hilarious, and he deserves a fucking medal for that. Oh my god, does he deserve a medal for that?
I mean, they are contemporaries to Stephanie Meyer.
See, I just look at the whole thing as just literally just a shit show. A literal shit show. Like, you are watching monkeys fling poo at each other, and then pretty much it's one of those, they stop long enough to fling it at us because they realize we're watching. Because let's be honest. Let's be honest, that's what SJWs are doing. They fling poo at each other for not being inclusive enough, or this, that, and the other, and then they stop long enough to fling it at other people. Like, the only time they're not flinging poo at other people, or at each other, is when they're flinging poo at other people for pretty much daring to watch them eat each other.
I'm not surprised.
And laughing on the sidelines.
Yeah, pretty much. Whatever.
Because when we make like, for instance, wrecked feminist videos, fucking hilarious.
Well, it's like I was watching a video by a YouTuber earlier. Give me a second. I will get you her channel, like the name of her channel. Because I can't remember. I'm not even going to try to act like I do. Like, I'm bad about that. Names have always something Paladin, something like Aiden
Aiden
Paladin.
Paladin.
Huh?
Aiden Paladin.
Yes, her. I don't know. You at least know it.
Yep, she's a pretty big Star Trek fan too.
She's a what?
A pretty big Star Trek fan too.
Oh, nice.
I first started watching her after her stream, just ripping apart Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, nice.
Unfortunately, CBS had it taken down because she happened to use footage from the movies to show her displeasure over how they portrayed Sarek.
Gotcha. Isn't that like Spock's dad, if I remember right?
Oh yeah, well, the most logical Vulcan in the series tells his adopted daughter that feelings like revenge is logical.
He would never say that. What the hell?
Nope, and that's what set her off.
Like, we're talking about a guy who was literally the Federation's go-to diplomat for literally a few hundred years.
Well, in Star Trek Discovery, the Vulcan hello is another way of saying fire first.
I swear to, can I finally get out of this timeline? Can I go to the Bernstein Bears timeline? I swear to God.
Get back to the real reality.
Something, man, because I'm just... How? Why? And for the love of God, can we make it stop? Like, I am really reaching that point where I'm just like, you guys are just ride off this planet. Come on, aliens. Come on. Abduct me and not let me come back. It's like, nope, I know too many of your secrets. Vulcan trucks of peace win. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying that I don't think I can handle this timeline much longer. I'm just saying. Everything that was good has been corrupted. Donald Trump is president. I did actually a good one. That's the scary part. It's like, fuck. I had no faith in him being a good president. And then he's making me even eat my words. Like, Gorgonite even pointing, like, Gorgonite and Starvelion both on my Civil and Incivility video pointed out how they never wanted, like, Gorgonite was like, I didn't even want to be political. These guys forced me to be.
Well, would you like to know that the Klingon leader in the first 2 episodes of Discovery is based on Trump?
Yeah, Bernstein Bears timeline. Really looking good. Really looking good. Like, oh God. Let me go now. It's just that timeline is wow. I can't handle the Bernstein Bears timeline much longer.
See, it's that conspiracy in comics again.
I'm telling
Gonna
you.
get into that whole Mandela effect. Yo, if you ask me, you want to know my theory? It was the LHC. When they started smashing particles together, done something wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Shouldn't have been doing that. Shouldn't have been messing with the quantum time stream. It's not something you mess around in.
Well, but the problem is had any species, not just us, any other species out there in the universe messed with it? And if you think we are the most advanced in the universe, being the fact that we are relatively the new kids on the block, come on.
Well, to be honest, That's dependent on whether or not other alien races didn't blow themselves up first.
Very true, very true. And there's probably been a few that have done that.
Ancient aliens.
Dude, no, I'm actually a firm believer that the ancient alien theory may be actually true. It,
The
it,
Anunnaki.
it makes sense. I'm just saying. Especially being like, all right. And I think a lot of it has quite possibly. Also, here's another one for you. Where do y'all think Atlantis is?
On the
Um,
sea.
uh, or the Antarctica.
Nope.
Either Antarctica or the North Pole.
Wrong. The
No,
this,
where do you
the
think it is? Off the coast of Atlanta?
the Sahara Desert.
The Sahara Desert?
Yes, in Africa. Okay.
You think that? You
Bright.
think that's it?
There's a spot. All right. Bright Insights did an episode about it, and I was like, this is how I came across the channel because I'm a firm believer Atlantis existed. It had to have. There's too many cultures.
Yeah,
Like
there are too many accounts of Atlantis recorded throughout time.
there's is you have a basically similar hieroglyphs along the eastern seaboard of South America and the western seaboard of Africa. Similar hieroglyphics from cultures that were not advanced enough to be able to cross the Atlantic.
Supposedly not advanced enough.
Not they would have had to go up with the technology that they had. They would have had to go up around Africa, all the way up along Iceland,
Well,
Greenland, and then down the. I mean, I'm not saying.
now think about this, though. Think about this. If those cultures were started by those ancient aliens, then why the hell wouldn't the hieroglyphs be the same? Because they'd have been basically made by the same tribes that worshipped those ancient aliens, right? The story of the Anunnaki basically is aliens found Earth, needed the gold on the Earth. They decided that it was too much work for them, so they made humans to do the work, and we basically viewed them as gods and whatnot. That's where we come in, and we have all these ideas of what these beings were. And if these beings came from Africa and then over to South America, moving their little people around and saying, oh yeah, I'm your god, don't worry, I'm your god, here's my words, here's my writings, and they had their little scribes write it all down or chisel it out in the gold with whatever little tools that they were given by their alien gods. So the same god that's in Africa is the same god that's in South America. He travels by his interdimensional ship.
Well, you also have to take into account a lot of those legends said like basically they think about it. Those cultures, the gods said they would return.
Exactly.
They were told they would return. If you remember right, there's a passage in Chariot of the Gods about that. Which, let's be honest, Chariots of the Gods and the other two books written by the same guy. Those are, for me, if you're going to talk about the ancient astronaut theory, you have to go off of him because...
Are we talking about Zechariah Sitchin?
I do believe so. I'm looking for my books now. Gods from Outer Space, and Eric von Däniken is the writer's name.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I have, like, it's in poor condition. I would be lying if I said it was in perfect condition, or even good condition, but I have a hard copy, original printing of Chariots of the Gods. It's missing its dust cover. It's all sorts of fucked up, but man, it's still... I still love that book. The fact that I have it.
Nice.
Well,
I've read some interesting books on the connection between say, aliens and demons, or the Vatican and aliens, right? There's some very interesting theories out there.
Well,
Go ahead.
let's be honest, the whole point of why I'm like they will uh even perfect. Basically that they the church having control of all that and things like that makes sense. Well, think about it. Ye who controls the keys to heaven controls the masses, and the ye who controls the keys to heaven does not like other, I guess you could say, competition. That's why you had the Spanish Inquisition and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And so, thus why you have. All right, real quick, I'm about to turn on screen share real quick. Once I.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, screen share. Share. All right, click on me. Okay, so this is where the eye of the Sierra is, right here. All right. Now with that, you have. Let me see. Like, you see what it looks like. Like
Oh shit, that does look like Atlantis, doesn't it?
it's exactly how it's described in the books. And one what's funny, it's one of the few spots that can be seen from basically from space. Like you see, like you can see it with very little zoom.
Well, if it were a major metropolitan area, then yeah, you would be able to see it from orbit or off the map.
Ah, and
That's pretty interesting. I actually didn't.
and
That's been hidden knowledge from me.
and it fits even the description of what Atlantis would have been. It's basically I'm trying to find right here. Surrounded by mountains on three sides in a valley, and you can see where at one point all this area was originally, had basically like right up on the ocean almost.
Yeah, it looks like it was. It looks like a shoreline.
And so, and we know that that area was closer to the ocean, a long time ago. So what if instead of sinking into the ocean, it didn't sink, it got landlocked. And so it instead of having the it being a basically the hub it was, the trading hub, it became a desert. It was no longer able to sustain that large of a city. Like, right here's another good picture of it. Where it's right here, you can see like all this, like, and 10 to 1, if there's structures under it, it would be in that area and surrounding. And think about it. It was said to have gone down about 9,000 years ago, or disappeared 9,000 years ago. That's enough time for that. And let's see. Atlas Mountains. Okay, I thought that was something else there for a second. I was about to be like, oh, like it took, this wasn't found until like I'd say it wasn't found until recently. That I know that. Like, I mean, doop. When, yeah, it's the Richat structure is what it's called. When was it found though? I know when it was found within the last 100 years, if I remember right. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Come on. Oddly enough, it doesn't say when it was discovered. Which weird. You'd figure that'd be like one of the first things they'd have on here. But yeah, no, that area had to have been where Atlantis was. But instead, now it's pretty much, you know what I mean? No one knows what happened to it. But yeah, Bright Insight tends to cover a lot of what we would classify as like alternate history, if you will, or basically, well, yeah, alternate history, things that like the ancient astronaut theories, things like that. Like I was watching a video, I didn't get a chance to finish it, where he was talking about the possibility of giants. And there's another thing where you have a lot of references to something, and we're not talking like Andre the Giant, which, mind you, being 7'4", you're pretty much a giant. We're talking like he cited structures that you could tell were built for literal giants.
Yeah. I've seen some of that stuff.
And the Anunnaki was believed to have been 15 feet tall. So, if it was the Anunnaki, who's to say all of them left with the ship? You know what I mean?
Yeah, some of them were supposedly stuck behind.
Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, after how many generations do you think it took before they lost their history? I'm just saying, and there wasn't that. There couldn't have been too many left behind. Certainly not enough to maintain their numbers. And that's if they're like, granted, according to the theory, the Anunnaki theory, that they designed us after them. Is why we have 4,000 genetic anomalies and impurities that normally you don't see in nature because of the fact that they die out. Animal that has genetic defects are less likely to breed, if not completely removed from the gene pool. So any possible genetic defects wouldn't be passed on unless they're like, malign defects. Malign? Damn it. You get the idea. Defects that didn't affect them. Sometimes defects make us better, so you get the idea. The point stands is that the fact that these individuals, these giants, were here today, gone tomorrow type deal. I'm just saying there has to, and the fact that we haven't found any evidence of them, no bones or anything, other than those big buildings. Once again, I think it's a issue of whether it be the church or Illuminati. I hate one defect of being a male feminist. Yeah, that's a great one. But whether it's the whatever you'd call them, you know what I mean? Like, they had to have. There has to have been a group of people that are actually blocking or suppressing this information, because it makes sense. I mean, if we found out for a fact that there was other species, it's like, okay, there's a hint of truth in every legend. All right? Doesn't matter what the legend is, there's a hint of truth to it. So maybe, the whole reason why we don't have vampires anymore and werewolves and things like that, it's one of two theories. They were either hunted until into extinction, hunted until they went into hiding, or, well, I'm pretty much saying they went into hiding. Same thing with the giants, everything, all that such, because we are such a destructive race, and we don't anything we don't understand, we destroy. And I think that's, I'm a firm believer, werewolves and vampires, if they were not wiped out, they're out there. They're just, because how many cultures has vampires? How many cultures have werewolves? To me, it would just be illogical for them to have all these different cultures separated by so many different things, some of which are on islands, i.e. like Japan. who's home of the jumping vampire. Don't ask. I don't understand the full context of it. But the whole point being, these are like practically everywhere has a legend of vampires. There are tablets with what creatures, i.e., Anubis, looks like a lycanthrope. Of sorts, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dog head.
Yeah. I'm just saying, but like dark fur, things like that.
Well, and this is the thing. You can go troll YouTube and look for giants videos, and you will find them. You will. Is anybody else hearing that echo?
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
I'm not hearing it.
It's weird. It only happens sometimes. But yeah, I've seen some of these videos. Like, there's one that really tripped me out. It looked like this. It was a group of soldiers during a what was it? One of the hurricanes or something like that, or riots or something. Oh man, I forget what it was now. I'd have to go look up the video because it was a while back that I seen it. But this soldier in this video looks like he's about 10 feet tall compared to the rest of his troop that he's standing right next to. And the angles and the shots. I mean, it could be somebody messing with people, but there are those people out there that are freak tall. And I mean, this goes into the whole Sasquatch thing and the Bigfoot race.
But another like legend where you hear about different variants of a similar species throughout the planet.
Yeah, daggum snake people. I mean, there's hundreds of videos that you can look online and see people shape-shifting online or on video. You'll see their eyes do that weird thing, and you can say it's digital. What do you call that? Where the camera framing and the pixels get depixelation, right? But here's the thing: I've seen enough depixelation from playing video games and stuff like that, where like the images beneath are become visible and whatnot. And when you see some of these people, like, why would the pixels, basically turn their skin to look reptilian? Now, if I hadn't seen the movie They Live with Rowdy Roddy Piper as a kid, I probably wouldn't believe this theory as much as I do. But the problem is when you have that same kind of thing going on, it's hard to debunk, especially when you're seeing, you've got these people saying that these high up echelon, are the reptilian, the Illuminati, or whatever that weird bloodline is. The fact that O negative blood is as weird as it is. You have all these weird things that add up.
Oh yeah, and that's like even Gorgonite said, I find it very interesting how so many cultures that never had contact with each other for centuries having myths about vampires and dragons. And he's right.
Oh yeah. And every culture has their own flood story.
Mm-hmm.
If you read the Book of Enki or the Anunnaki stuff, you'll find out that there was a flood story in there as well. And this is stuff that supposedly is where the Sumerians got all their gods from.
Mm-hmm. Well, think about it. The majority of what we've been talking about is based off of Sumerian, the Sumerian texts and things like that. It's just most people, you mentioned Sumeria, it's like, why is it that we only think about, whenever we think the oldest civilization, we only think Mesopotamia, when the Sumerians were before the Mesopotamians? And this is from somebody who, when I was in college, one of the classes I did the best at was ancient world history. Like, one of my best classes, my professor was actually surprised at how much I actually knew. And it's like, well, I'm kind of a nerd. But anyway, But my whole point is we completely skipped over the Sumerians and went straight to the Mesopotamians. Gave the Mesopotamians credit for the shit that the Sumerians did. Like, Mesopotamia is the birth of written language and writing and this that, and the other. But it's like, wait, no, 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 no. Sumerians were the ones who started writing. They were the ones who started everything that we give the Mesopotamians credit for. Why are we trying to cut the Sumerians out of history? What don't mainstream historians want us to know? And that's the other thing. Like, the minute you mention the ancient astronaut theory, these smug, illiberal scholars like, oh well, that's just fantasy. No one who has any semblance of being a good whatever a good scholar would ever put stock into that. And it's like, or you just don't want to because it would fuck your little brain. It's true.
Yeah.
Like, most of these people, they took the time to do the research and found out that they were wrong and that it actually was quite possibly alien intervention in our history and things like that, and that there was possibly dragons out there, like legit dragons, which I firmly believe were dinosaurs that survived the meteor.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I actually agree with that. That those monsters. I mean, there's hieroglyphs out there of dinosaurs. Basically, you have to go over to Asia to find them, but they're out there, and it's a little trippy. I mean, if that's the case, right? So just what if that snake race or whatever they were. Or if they were snake people, think about how many cultures worship snake people.
Mm-hmm.
What are they? The Nagamati, or isn't that what they're called, or some crap?
I don't remember.
Nagashima. I think that's the Japanese word for snake people.
Naga.
Yeah, Naga. Yeah, that's right.
Either way, the point still stands that you have the possibility of legit, lizard people, and it's at this point. I don't know why, if they are controlling us, I don't know why they hide in this era of SJW inclusivity. Okay, the best way I heard it said about SJWs, we could be in the middle of a zombie apocalypse and there would be zombie rights activists on the SJW side.
Yup.
So at this point, I don't know why not any of these groups, like, yeah, you'll have the Christians, for instance, will be like, oh, vampires are a thing of the devil. We don't fucking know that. Don't act like you do. You're just saying that because of the fact that that's what years of legends and whatnot have told you to say. For all we know, this could be a virus that could end up helping humanity in the long run, you fucking idiot. But that's the problem. We have individuals like, I'm open-minded enough. If there was such a thing as like lizard people, vampires, werewolves, things like that, I'd be like, enjoy. You're in this mess with us, so have fun.
Yeah. Welcome to planet Earth.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Get the fuck out while you still can.
Yeah. Why'd you come here?
Pretty much.
Oh, right, the gold.
I'm just saying.
Here comes the train.
Either way, it's ridiculous. It's not fun, man. It's not cool, man. Not cool. I find it, like I said, dude, it's ridiculous, it's pointless, and yeah. But it's definitely been fun talking about it, though. I mean,
Yeah.
think it just goes to show, it's sad when alternate possible, I wouldn't say basically trying to piece together what could be our actual history versus what the mainstream narrative of history is. And here's the thing: whenever someone tries to say, "Oh, you're just a crazy conspiracy theorist," point this out to them. Conspiracy theorists have been proven to have higher cognitive functions because of the fact that because of the conspiracy theory that they are constantly thinking about and trying to figure out how they would work. That amount of analytical tendencies, like you can't be a dummy and do that. Like, yeah, you got the crazy people who are just aliens and leave it at that. But the majority of conspiracy theorists actually will look at details and form their theories around facts. That's why the best conspiracy theories that everyone kind of goes, I can see that. It's a bit of a conspiracy theory, but I can see that. The reason why they like, I can see it, it's a bit of conspiracy theory, but I can see it because of the fact it is logical, it is sound, it is something that could be legitly true.
Yeah, definitely could.
I mean that's but then again, I mean, come on, prime example like Game Theory. That's a channel that is completely dedicated to finding theories within games and other, if you will, I guess you could say, not because you have film theory and you have other channels that do the like theories and whatnot. Like someone, Matt Pat made the joke about comic theory, which was funny because I actually was like, I want to do comic theory. Emailed them to see if I can get away with using the name. Never got a response back. But then he's like, but then he was like, coming soon, comic theory. If only if only comic books wasn't constantly redacted and this, that, and the other and whatnot. And it's like, well, I mean, he presented a point, but at the same time, there's a lot of areas where there's still things that you could talk about within comics and a lot of theories within comics that even if they are later found, like, I guess you could say, what's the word? Basically, even if they did completely retcon everything that led to that theory, with the way things work in comics, it could still be viable.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's the best part about comics is everything's possible. I mean, look at what they did. They brought Captain America back, and it's not Nazi Captain America anymore. Conspiracies in comics.
Conspiracy and comics. This is all actually a dream that Professor Xavier is having.
Yes, this isn't actually happening.
I caught the whole bit about Nazi Captain America, went to start saying something and unplugged my headset, so I missed everything that Matt just said. But and Gorgonite, to answer your comment, all right, when you are an alien species, if you don't have any type of prime directive and you see a planet inhabited by what could be at some point intelligent life, and you want to get the gold on that planet, even if it's not all of it, just a good chunk of it, you're not going to do that work. Genetically modify the local inhabitants, and you have free labor. They're going to worship you as gods because they don't know any better.
So basically, what Battlefield Earth was trying to do.
Well, Battlefield.
It is. It is very much akin to that Battlefield Earth story, except for imagine that there weren't humans yet. The Battlefield Earth creatures made the humans.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't just come take over. They actually combined their DNA with the primitive beings that were naturally evolving on the planet's surface. I mean, the spark of life, I do believe in a higher power, but I believe that that higher power doesn't necessarily give much attention once it creates something. I think it pretty much is like, okay, I created that. Now what's the next thing I'm going to create? You know, I don't think he. Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Basically, yeah. It's like, uh, imagine if Alan Moore was God. You know, I made this. I'm moving on to the next thing. I never want to look at it again. You know, and that's one of the things is you have other gods then that are lesser than that original creator that come in and take over. You know, they basically, if you look at it in a comics format, they become the new editor in chief of that production. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you have the big head production company that's like pumping out the ideas, and then you have the other head editors on that project
Yeah,
that then take over.
yeah. Except, and to add a little more credibility to it, if you look into the Christian Bible, how many choirs of angels are there?
Yeah, there's a bunch.
12. So it could be very well 12 different species that were involved with mankind prior to us really having full understanding of what it means for, to be an advanced species, to have space travel, to even understand what space is, and to understand that we're on a planet. Like, yes, the Greeks understood it, and there's a lot of basically what we were just talking about this on DC fan stream. Not it wasn't Plato, but it was someone else. Paternicus, I think is the name, something like that, who understood that the Earth was round and that we they had actually gotten the measurement of Earth pretty close to accurate. Like, I can't remember his name. I'm bad at names, and it's getting late.
That's all
Yeah.
right.
It's almost 2 a.m. here.
All right.
Yeah, for real.
Well,
It's 1:44 on my computer right now.
it's 12:44 on mine. So, I'm probably tired, and I know I'm getting tired. So
Yeah,
I guess we will go for about another 15 minutes. Because
yeah,
you know me.
you definitely
Yeah.
sound like you're deflating.
Oh, it's not just that my parents are asleep, and I'm trying to keep my voice down.
Okay.
I figured.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting tired.
Oh.
I'm looking over at my cat, all curled up and asleep, and I'm like, you best.
Taunting you like that.
Hmm. Real talk. And it's funny. He heard me, and he just turned over and looked at me like, "Fuck you, human."
Cats always look at you like "fuck you, human."
No, to be more accurate, a cat's normal look on their face is as if you asked them for a ride to the airport or for them to pick you up from the airport.
Yeah.
It's like, the fuck you talking about? I don't even know what a goddamn airport is. It's like, okay, alright, fair enough.
I don't care.
Pretty much.
Basically, that kind of thing.
Hmm. But either way, like, he's a good cat for the most part. He really is. He has his own personality. I will give him that. Like when I was over at a friend's house for the majority of the week, I finally came home, and the first thing he did all day yesterday was like, uh, like that dogs look up to you, cats look down on you, fish look sideways at you. That was a good one. No, that was a good one. But like yesterday, I came home and he was all like, he was be okay. Let me put it like this: my cat isn't mean, but like he went and smacked me in my face, no claws, just smacked me in my face, damn near knocking my glasses off. You were gone for too long, human. I'm mad at you.
Wow.
Like wanting to be picked up, but growling the whole time. He's like, you were gone. I'm mad at you. I'm making sure you know I'm mad at you, human. Fucked off.
Yeah. My
Come back.
ma's we have some cats here at the house. I mean, they're indoor outdoor cats, so they're sometimes in the house, sometimes they're outside, which is fine by me. I don't mind when they're outside
Not me.
because they can be pretty damn annoying. My ma loves the cats. I think she loves the cats more than she loves the rest of us.
Uh,
But I think it's partially because the cats are quieter.
uh,
More likely.
well, no, no. Oh, see, my whole thing is like for me, I just the way my whole family is. We like animals more than we like people. Like no, and but no, like the indoor outdoor bit. No, okay, we live right next to one of the major, basically the main street in my neighborhood. Like if you're the main entrance that everyone uses and everything, it's the main street that people will be zipping up and down.
Yep. Yeah,
So
us too. But you know what? The cats were strays originally that my ma kept feeding until they were pets.
oh, that's we got one outside like that, and only thing is, even though he's snipped, the other strays have gotten him spraying. So now we can't make him an inside cat because he's still going to spray.
Gross.
Yeah.
Cats are pretty gross sometimes.
Well,
Like there's a boy cat and a girl cat, and the boy cat's an asshole. Like he'll crap in the house randomly. You just be like, "What smells like poo?" And like, "Where's the hidden poo?"
right. No, no. I was about to say, yeah, I can understand that. My cat's an asshole. He doesn't randomly crap somewhere other than his litter box. Though sometimes, because, he's in here with me and I have my door shut. Because, like, this is the way me and my family have always been. We're all very private people. Alright? I know the irony. I do a YouTube channel and I talk. I the irony is not lost on me. The irony is not lost on me. I admit this. But so he's got a litter box in my room. I shit you not. Earlier he went and dropped Deuce in that bitch, and I was like, oh god. Cleaned out the litter box and everything. Threw it out, like took it out to the trash can and everything. Come back in. Oh god, it still smells like it. Went to the bathroom, grabbed up a can of spray, sprayed my room. I was like, motherfucker, what did you eat?
Nothing good.
Like, but hey, like I said, I wouldn't trade the little asshole for anyone. No, I've actually done that. Ex-girlfriend of mine, my previous cat was a bitch. Oh my god, was she a bitch? My cat didn't like anyone but me and my mom. All right. Ex-girlfriend was like, cat or me. Bye.
Known the cat
Wow.
longer.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Don't think you're gonna get me to give up my cat over you. You can go fuck yourself. That's my furball. And let's just say she's also the one that this same ex kind of let me know what New Yorkers are like and why I never want to move to New York City.
I see.
Yeah, there's some Northerners that can be real assholes. Some Yanks can be real douches.
Oh yeah, and like, all right, the basically from the spot in my mouth, the cyst, that is from where she would be picking fights with me, just randomly trying to pick fights, and you know, I would just bite my lip, bite my lip, bite my lip.
Jeez.
Yeah, and he just got. I just kept doing it, and just it caused that problem. That's why doctors are like, when we how? Because we've had it checked. It's like, yeah, when you don't want to, when you don't want to punch your girlfriend for picking a fight with you for no goddamn reason for the upteenth time that day. Like, oh god, I mean, my mom raised me better than that. I'll never lay my hands on a woman, but goddamn doesn't mean like Bill Burr said. No, Bill Burr said it best. You shouldn't put your hands on a woman. Doesn't mean you won't want to. Doesn't mean there won't be reasons why you possibly could. Just you're not supposed to. You don't do that. Like Bill Burr, like, and if I had heard that joke
Well,
beforehand, before being in that relationship, I would have never caught the context of the joke. I would have never have understood it.
well, for one, speaking from personal experience and having a woman swinging on you, I mean, it's laughable. I mean, I've been hit by grown men, and my wife has swung on me multiple times, and if anything, your best defense in that sort of thing is to laugh because that's your best option. Be like, did you just hit me? Really? Just laugh. It will piss them off.
Oh yeah. Well, my whole point with her was she's also the reason why I no longer date Latinas. I don't give.
Oh well, see, that might have been your fault there, unless you were prepared for
I had
the
no idea.
complete sassitude
Yep.
that you will get from the Latinos, and also, yeah, be glad that you didn't get cut.
Oh no, oh no.
That's one of the reasons why I have my reservations on the dating pool again, is because yeah, my options are kind of low, and just by chance, if I were to date Latina, I would be worried that yeah, I would get cut. I'd be like,
Yeah,
why'd you stab me?
because I
Because
know
it's easy to brush off a punch. It's harder to brush off a stab.
right.
A knife wound is a little bit harder to brush off.
All I gotta say is Gorgonite hashtag feminism. Not not man or woman. They want to throw down. I'll happily
Right.
oblige. That's really quality right there. That's priceless. Oh,
Yes.
like oh god, and the sad thing is I kind of
Oh,
agree with them. I
oh
do.
yeah, I know, but this is the thing about equality is we have enough understanding to know that there is no such thing.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
I saw a really great quote. I'm paraphrasing, but basically saying that yeah, no man is equal, and a man isn't equal to himself from day to day. You know, and I was like, yeah, there is no such a thing. Where I work, I'm not gonna lie. Due to my circumstances of being a single father, it's really hard for me to maintain a regular job. So the best I can muster is some part-time jobs where I can get paid easily, and my boss is fairly lenient on the times that I'm able to get there because, well, they know that I got kids and I'm on my own.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
oh,
oh, now I can. Yeah, go ahead.
oh no, no, no. I was just saying, so they are willing to work around you, and that's why like the thing that gets me is like it's that whole bit of, like if you don't minimum wage jobs and this that and the other minimum wage, low what is it low I guess you'd say low skill jobs. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Low skill jobs were not meant to support a family. They were meant to get you through high school, get you through college, but not support a family. And maybe if you like, you probably at one point had your shit together when your wife was around.
Oh yeah, it was a whole lot easier. Now this is the thing that's made it so daggum difficult is being on my own. I mean, if I were to try and put my kids in daycare,
You
well
don't have the
then
money for
heck,
that.
yeah, that's my whole paycheck. I'm not going to be able to afford to live anywhere, so I'm stuck. I got nobody to, I can't necessarily just be like, oh, hey, wife, come watch the kids while I go to work, and I'll watch the kids while you're at work. That can't happen, uh, And I'm really kind of like I kind of lost my train of thought.
I no, I get what you're saying, dude. Believe me, and that's why once again the key to success: finish school. Don't have kids until you've finished school, and don't have kids until you're married.
Yeah, I did all of those.
That's it.
I did all of those. I was, I guess this is to my detriment. Is I blew out my back, so now it's kind of hard for me to do physical labor because that's all I could do before. And I don't have a degree in anything. I didn't go to school for anything because I never knew what to do.
Well, that's in a way a good thing. You don't have student loans following you around.
That is the one thing that I am glad that I don't have.
And really, for someone like yourself, probably the best thing for you would be trade school anyway. Learn,
Hmm.
especially being the fact that, let's be honest, all right, college degrees are not always a guarantee. You are more likely to find secure employment by going through a trade school. See, me, uh, I may have the student loans that I got to do something with once I have the money.
Oh,
But
that's Gorgonite just reminded me. We were talking about equality.
yeah.
We surely got sidetracked.
Oh yeah, no, and it's basically about time to. It's you know
Wow.
1 minute.
yeah. So like I said though, check out trade school. Maybe you might find something where you can learn a trade, and instead of incurring a bunch of debt like you would incur at a college, you incur a much smaller one, and you're able to find a job. Most trade schools help you find a job right out of school. So, something to think about.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know I have some skill in certain things. Like, for instance, I did work in the governor's mansion, right? I actually did tile work in the governor's mansion here in Pennsylvania. But the place I work now gives me so little credence that they figure I can't make French fries right.
Wow.
So
I like
I'm
that.
just saying equality, But my boss is a lady, right? And this has been her French fry stand for the last 40 years or some shit that she's been doing this. So I'm just some piece of shit. It bothers me. That's equality.
Oh yeah, and like I guess the final thought before we call it a night. Gorgonite emissary, it was talking to you. It wouldn't be a Nerd and Over 30 podcast without all the sidetracking, and the side is
Yeah.
true.
Oh yeah.
It is true. But all right, I figure Matt, give your closing pitch.
All right. So follow me on at trend at trend on Twitter. Don't there's no matttrend.com, so don't try looking. But
Don't worry, folks. Don't worry. It's one of those. He had that site scrubbed from the internet, and he swore to me he would never try to be a male stripper ever again.
well,
I
thankfully
miss those days.
Thankfully, I like better than Tim Doyle. But I'll be posting a link to the Patreon at Twitter soon, so hopefully you guys will find something you'll like. And
All right. Yes, your turn.
All right. Closing pitches. I will be doing the Ash Can for Sporkman Goes to Japan. So if you guys get the chance, if there's anybody who rewatches the stream, go out there and support Sporkman. Go to the Indiegogo and back that, or go to getthespork.com and purchase Spork merchandise there. That's about it for closing pitches. Also, Revengers Forever.
Yes, or Avengers
Yeah.
Forever. Also, as soon as I get him the script, he's going to be doing the storyboarding for my comic. I guess I'm working on some changes to the script for that because I want to make sure it is awesome before I send it off to do anything. And then, as always, I'm your host, Bob Jones. And you can follow me on Twitter at Brainiac420. Please donate to my Patreon. Link is on my Twitter. And yeah, with that, I shall, I guess, bid you all adieu.